Well, Jim, we got a lot going on. We got a lot happening.
Guys, this one, I always say, like, you're going to not want to miss this. This one's good because we have 2 videos on here, like the ones we usually post. One of you guys never seen, so it's good.
Well, plus, Daniel's here, right? Hold on. Let me just say hello to some people.
Yeah.
Let's see. William's here. There's Daniel. Phil, good. I got some funny news for you guys. Tracy's here. Wonderful. Aaron, Irma. All right. Irma says, hello, Matt. Matt is not on today, but will be shortly again. Larry's here.
Oh, right. Good. Larry.
Very good. Yeah, because you're going to like this.
Oh, Larry, you're the star of the show.
Yeah.
He's the star for that video.
That's right. Then Stella's here. Debbie's here. April, Trish, Kay. All right. Dylan made it. All right. So Chris will play Jackless 7 times. All right. Dylan's posting like random posts here. I'll show you. See? We're saying hello to people, and he says, so Christopher Lee played Dracula 7 times.
Come on.
Count Dooku from Star Wars and Superman and Lord of the Rings.
The guy has poison dart frogs, Dave. Maybe don't talk too much about him.
No. But I understand his point. All right. So Daniel, Phil, and anybody that understands Windows and Linux and Unix and all of that. Well, Microsoft Windows got me today. I'm on my laptop working. We're working on through the dispatch this morning. And I'm the type of guy that is in and out of my Windows Explorer, the file manager, constantly. It shuts down. You go to a different folder. You open up pictures. You open up videos. You open up documents, whatever it is. Microsoft has loaded up that file explorer, Windows Explorer, with, I don't know what they loaded it up with, but every time you open it, it's like 10 to 15 seconds before it loads the folder.
All right, Dave, all right.
Hold on.
I know. With all due respect, I'm just saying, it's like I want to explain this to people. A lot of people here understand this because they're going through the same situation. So finally, it got me. Let's talk about
I erased the system and installed Daniel's favorite, Linux Mint.
See, that's what I'm saying, Dave. Let's talk about.
Here comes the Apple fanboy right off the bat. I've never had Photoshop on my Mac. Of course you haven't. Of course you haven't.
Yeah, Phil.
Because
thank
Apple
you.
Just works.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, let's get more viewers. Okay. In the world.
Yes, it is. Mint is great.
I have no idea what. See, Dave, this is called a niche. Dave, this is called a niche.
Well, this is what happens when you get into computers and you learn about various things. This isn't something that you're going to do. You're not going to go buy a laptop.
My point is, Dave, when we were harvesting honey, I was like, oh, take a picture just in case I get stung by 1,000,000 bees. At least I'll get some views out of it. We're trying to get more views, not less views. Oh, we are talking about Linux and Mac OS. We want people.
Listen, William, I've had a Mac, and I gave it away. I gave it away because the whole flow, the whole workflow is so bizarre. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Look at our poor Larry. Larry has been in graphic design and publishing for going on 40 years, 4 decades. The man doesn't know how to work the webcam and microphone on his laptop.
You did good yesterday. Dave, you're going to turn me into a Mac guy. I'm going to be a Mac guy. I want to be a Mac guy just because of this combo. That's my point.
Here's Matt. See, Matt's going to weigh in too. Switching to Mac in 2000.
Yes, thank you, Matt. I see, Dave. This is how you force me into being a Mac.
I don't know. Gene, you can barely use your phone.
Yeah, but I'm like,
to a Mac.
I could be a barista. I could be a barista and have a Mac.
You would have to dye your hair purple and get piercings to be a barista.
I would make a great barista.
A good barista.
I would make a great barista.
I'll tell you who's a good barista. Larry's a good barista. If Larry ever wants to show a picture of his, I don't even know what you would call that contraption he has for making the coffee. But
it's a clover machine. It's a clover, right?
I don't know what it is, but it is very, very good looking. All right. So that's my story.
Yes. Okay, Dave. We're trying to get more viewers. I'm just trying to say. So we need the OS and the Mac, and then the
all right. So look, the president's going to have a big speech tonight at 9:00.
Yes. All right.
He's going to go over a lot of the vulnerabilities that we're giving you a little preview. He's going to go over the vulnerabilities in our voting system and so on, because the Save America Act is being dragged across the finish line now that various changes in the Senate and for the unfortunate passing of Lindsey Graham. So now the senators are like, all right, we'll get this done. So the president is presenting the case to justify that.
You know what? Because listen, hear me out here. Because and forget all this MAGA BS crap with these people. All right, people in South Carolina, I know they love Lindsey Graham, and the Senate loved him. You know what? Yeah. Possibly if you named it the Lindsey Graham Save America Act, whatever, and just put that name out there, they love him on the left. They really do. That's why he was so valuable to Trump, because he could go way over to the other side.
Right.
I'm telling you, the Lindsey Graham Save America Act. Just put his name in there.
So what the president is not going to do, if anybody's expecting him to say that, the Chinese or the Russians or the Pope broke into our voting machines and changed the ballots or changed the vote count or whatever in 2020, he's not going to say that. Because let's not forget that with the exact same system, he wins in 2024. Right? So what happened that was very different leading up to the election in 2020 was you had the pandemic and you had the advent of the mail-in ballots, which the Republicans were not prepared for. But the Democrats gamed the system. So those are the things that have to be ironed out.
Okay. It was the lead story on the Dispatch, so can we just get going? Because I want to tell what... Yeah. Okay, here we go, guys. All right, guys. The lead story on today's Dispatch, Trump's Oval Office bombshell. Of course, you know that there's he's having a speech tonight. And it's a lot of stuff on, how can I say this, on Twitter, what he's going to say, or X or whatever. Ultimately speaking, this is a move because of the midterms. Correct, Dave Blaze?
Right. Correct. Okay. This is all because of the midterms.
Okay. He's setting the stage because he's making the case of why we need the Save America Act. Now, we've seen this before. We've seen this plenty of times. Important message, important message, important message, important message. He goes there and then he makes his case. And one of the things, Dave, that I want to let people know, it's traditionally that whoever is in power, the president, they almost always lose in the midterms bad. And
there's only been 3 times in the last 100 years where the incumbent, with the party of the incumbent president has won the midterm or gained seats.
Yeah. So I'm going to show this video. And by the way, everyone here, we got a great crowd here. Stick around because we have 2 videos today. We might even show one earlier if you haven't seen it. The one's never seen before by anybody.
While Larry's here, Gene, we can get back to the president's speech real quick. Show the one in case you missed the show yesterday.
Yes. Okay. Let me say because I've been working with this man for a very, very long time. We're talking about Larry Giordano. I have the greatest respect for him, and he is a team player. I told him today, it's a private conversation about what it was, but I very much appreciate him. Hey, he was John. He was JFK Jr.'s guy that did the cover. He was working with him. So anyone that says out there that, oh, we're not the real George or whatever, yeah, we got the guy that did the cover. All right. Guys, anyway, let me show you this video here, and thanks for sticking around. Here we go. This is from today earlier.
Yeah.
Moon cycles matter, and when JFK Jr. was creating the first survival guide to the future, he wanted the moon over Mount Rushmore a certain way. Not a full moon, but slightly off, just shaved off by even 4%. Now, the thing is, that was the same moon when Donald Trump gave his speech over Mount Rushmore the first time. In fact, we're talking about this issue right here, the Q issue, and you'll notice, first of all, that there's a slice of a moon here, but you'll also see it in here. You'll see this. We talk about this, and you'll see the moon there, the cycle of the moon, and we show you exactly what the moon looked like when Donald Trump was giving a speech there at Mount Rushmore. But the thing is, don't believe me. Hear it from the graphic designer that actually talked to JFK Jr. about this.
Minus 4%. Says, we need to know exactly what you mean by that. So I get a phone call back, and not realizing I'm talking to John, and he's telling me that he says he wants to take the moon and shave off the right side of the, well, you're looking at the right side there, but it's the left side because it's backwards here. He said, I want to take whatever the width of the moon is and make it 4% less and shave it off the left-hand side of the moon. And we're like, all right, never thought nothing of it.
So be sure to get this issue, which Larry Giordano also worked with this issue on this cover. Make sure you get it. Go to georgemagazine.com. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. And I don't want to bury or whatever. You know, you had people like, oh, they did the same thing to me. Oh, Larry didn't really work. Where's his name? Oh, where's it? They did the same thing to me with this.
Oh, they did.
He wasn't really the photographer for Trump. Okay.
Yeah. Gene was never really Trump's photographer and everything else. He just happens to have this trove of unique images that he took of President Trump.
I just found these troves of photos in a yard sale.
So dumb.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you. I want to say this because Larry's been busy working. This time of the month, I hate to say it like this, very busy because the new George Jr. just came out, and then the new issues come out. It is not a comfortable time
tonight
of the month.
Tonight at 8 o'clock. Tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern, issue 37 of Junior goes on sale.
Yes. All right. Thank you again. I hope you enjoyed that. Please get the America's 250th. Now, going back to this Trump thing, I want to show you even Obama got the Republicans cleaned house during the midterms. Look at what Obama said 15 years ago.
And that's something that. Now, I'm not recommending for every future president that they take a shellacking like I did last night. I'm sure there are easier ways to learn these lessons, but I do think that this is a growth process and an evolution.
Okay, so this is
that was Obama practicing low talking.
So, all right. Here's the thing. Dave Blaze and I have been saying it before many times over. We're on the cusp of doing this. Trump cannot lose it's not good for Trump to lose the midterms.
No.
So
and let me hold on, Gene. The whole strategy of the MAGA influences that you'll see on X and elsewhere, their whole strategy is to make you throw up your hands. What's the use in voting? My vote's not going to count. We haven't fixed 2020 or whatever. And even though we won in 2024, the House, the Senate, and the presidency, even though we won in 24, oh no, 2012, oh, what's the point in voting? You can't vote your way out of this. You better take up arms. I mean, it's all crazy.
Okay. Here, one more to add to it, right? One more, and I'll tell you, there will be no midterms. It will be taken over.
The other one. That's right. There will be no midterms.
Why get involved with the primaries? Why even care? That's not going to be there. You know it's going to be midterms. It will be, but that's how they have to present it. Oh my goodness! It's going to be so.
They want you to not vote and or wait and then vote at the last minute when you find out there are going to be that the midterms are happening. Then you'll want to vote at the last minute and run into a bevy of problems. So we got to get, however you're going to vote, you're going to mail in your ballot, you're going to do an absentee ballot, you're going to vote early, you're going to vote on election day, however it is.
Okay.
You got to get out there to vote.
One more, and I'll say it, then I'll leave it. Okay. Oh, we're in a military thing, so only one person's in charge, the commander in chief. Trump runs everything. Translation. Oh, it doesn't matter if it's the Democrats take over. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter. We're a military operation. Trump, they're just fake. They're just playing a role. If the Democrats take over the Senate, the House, it doesn't matter. Trump's in charge because of an executive order. You see how dumb this shit is?
Yeah, and apparently President Trump was the only genius in history. Reagan didn't think of it. George H.W. Bush, head of the CIA, he didn't think of it. Clinton didn't think of it. George W. Bush didn't think. Obama didn't think. None of them thought of just having an executive order that allows him to continue on as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces forever.
Guys,
no one else thought of it.
Understand that this is a move, and then please one more, and then I'll move on. Understand that's why Turning Point USA is so dangerous, because they don't delve into this bullshit. They go, you know what? We got to get out there. We got to register college-age students, college-age men and young women to register to vote Republican. That's what they do, and that's why they're dangerous. They're not saying, oh, my goodness, why would you need to vote anyway? There's a freaking dash, which means he's still in control no matter what. So who cares if the Democrats win? Who cares? See how dangerous this is?
Right.
All right. I'm going to go.
Right. So hold on a second. Julep has a good comment here. So does that mean no foreign interference, or just that he's not going to announce that? Was it rigged internally? What happens then? Okay. Was there foreign interference? Of course. There was foreign interference through the postings in social media. That's where the foreign interference took place. The idea that our voting machines were compromised in our horrendously decentralized election system doesn't hold water. It never has.
No,
and it never has.
To balance that, there could be, and Dave, I don't know your position on this. This is like live. To balance that, it can be specific machines or attacks on specific areas, like Atlanta, Fulton County, correct?
Negative. But there are political operatives. And there are political operatives that will cross every line there is to push their agenda. And that is why there was the FBI raid on Fulton County and elsewhere. If you look it up, it wasn't just Fulton County. Fulton County's getting all of the publicity, but the Department of Justice did this in numerous places. And this was all done under Pam Bondi, by the way. So, and the reason for it was to set these particular county election officials on their heels. and let them know that if they're not 1,000% above board and the election doesn't run right and it doesn't run smoothly, they're finished. The county will be sued by the federal government into oblivion.
Okay.
And that was the purpose of these raids. You got to understand how things work, right? Because if there was actual physical evidence, courtroom evidence of a machine being manipulated from the outside from a foreign government, man, the feds would be all over that. It would be in courts. I'm telling you.
Okay. All right, guys, we have a record number of people in here. So in a minute, I'm going to play the new video. You're going to love it. It's on Covfefe. But I do want to talk. It will be after this segment. Dave Blaze, I do want to talk about this.
Hold on a second. One more question.
Sure.
Now, Gene brought up a good point, and that answers Mint Julep's thing here. So, okay, so foreign interference is but machines can't be hacked, etc. So why all the focus on the machines from everyone? Okay, this is a double-sided sword here. If the machine, during the time of ballot counting, at that time is attached to the internet, if it has that capability, first of all, because many of them don't, but if it is, then at that precise moment, a particular machine, if the foreign nationals have that information of when that machine will be online, then it can be theoretically hacked. Okay, that machine. And there's your problem, because it's not a widespread thing. But the reason why there's so much emphasis from the MAGA influencers on the machines is to keep you from voting, to make you feel that by voting on one of these machines is useless. Why should I vote? And to keep you from voting. That's their whole agenda, because these MAGA influencers are not really Trump supporters. They're literally lefties and Democrats who are wearing the MAGA uniform.
Right, and let me just the balance with that. And we said it many times before. All these MAGA influencers that you listen to, are 100% of them foreign agents? No. However, it's not zero. It's not zero. So some of these people that you know are actually agents for foreign countries. Not all of them. Some might be innocent, but it's not zero and it's not 100. And so what we're talking about is this, and I'll say this. What you need to be careful of is any person that says, well, your vote doesn't count, or presents that ideology that, well, I might as well not even vote. Whenever you hear this phrase, by the way, you hear this phrase, oh, I'm not voting until they give us back the jewels of 2020 or whatever. Whenever someone says something like that, you just have to ask yourself, why are they saying that?
Yeah.
Might as well not even vote. So that's what you're looking for. That is their end game. All right.
That's the agenda. And that's how they figure if they can make the Trump supporter base, right? The base of the Republican Party, the strong base, the excitable base that like us, that'll go out and vote, mail in the ballot, whatever it is. If they can make us dissatisfied and feel defeated, they've done their job. And their guy, the Democrats, why do you think these yokels run these candidates in these races, in these primary races that have zero shot, no shot at all of winning in the general election against the Democrat? They do it to weaken the Republican candidate that does have a good position.
Okay, and a lot of times, okay, for me, I'm not a centrist. Quite frankly, I'm a little bit more right. Granted, not far right, but I'm more right than the average person. So they run these people that are like, hey, these are my guys. And when they lose, because some of them are so whack on the things. When they lose, they turn away, and then they say to everyone, "I can't do this. The election was I was stolen. If you're part of this, you're part of the problem," and everything else. That's why they attacked Lindsey Graham.
Right.
Because they don't want Lindsey Graham because he works so well with the Democrats and the Republicans and Trump.
Right. And Trump. Right.
All right.
All
you know
right.
what?
I think we got this all in here.
All right. In a minute we're gonna have the new video. All right.
So all the people saying China interfered are just lying. Again, the word interfered, they use it as a legal, like legalese. So when they're saying interfered in the election, they want to put the idea in your head that it has to do with the machines and somehow they broke into the machines and all of that. That's the thought that they want you to think when they say the word interfere. That's not what happened. Yeah. What happened was ultra strong, and this has been building for a long time on the right, is this propaganda against the election system.
Yeah, okay. Mint Julep, just this is a great combo. Everyone's loving it. Yeah. Let me just tell you this, Mint Julep. One thing that is misunderstood to many people is that the elections are done statewide, not federal-wide. So, like, if in one place, if they're saying they're going to do an election, they choose, hey, I like this. Excuse me, I like this machine. I hate this machine. We're this state. Let's just do all paper ballots. It's not connected federally.
Right.
So it's not all interconnected. Like someone just puts a vote and it goes into the internet, and then they could switch it there. They're all like interspersed, So it's very difficult for like just to say machines, because it's like, okay, which machines are you using? Which machines? They decide statewide or sometimes even locally.
Okay. Right. Now, the only thing that I don't know if the president's going to touch on this or not, but currently you can send in a mail-in ballot right up to Election Day. And as long as it's postmarked on Election Day, it counts, right? So that means that ballot might not get to your poll office for 2 or 3 days following, and then they have to be counted and whatnot. This was established because of the pandemic. Okay. But here's the problem with that. And this is the thing where the Democrats completely chopped the legs off the Republicans in 2020. They said, oh, so all we have to do is get boots on the ground, find out who's actually winning in the election and who's losing. And if our guy is losing, we just fill out all these ballots and mail them out up until midnight on Election Day. And they game the system.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the loophole. That has to be closed. Gene, if you do an absentee ballot, you have to have that in well before Election Day.
Right.
Okay, these mail-in ballots, they're freewheeling with it. And that's the kind of thing that's got to be contained.
All right. Really quickly, first of all, I just want to thank everyone because you actually drive this show. We had a lot of stuff where some of it we're just gonna have to move on with, but and we will show you the Covfefe one in just a little bit. But I want to say thank you because we could see the amount of people in the room here, and I want to say that with the comments you are driving the show, so I appreciate that. Okay.
And Mint Julep, we love your comments.
Yeah, it's good.
We love everybody's comments. Tracy, William, Trish,
we love the disagreement. I mean, I disagree with Dave, and we love the disagreement here too. Okay.
I threatened him with a haircut.
Okay, really quick, guys. I want to show this, and then do the Covfefe one, and then we'll have to skip around because I definitely want to do the devotional. Okay, Dave Blades on this. Stephen Miller says Iranian officials are desperate to strike a deal with Trump after escalation If you don't know who Stephen Miller is, he's large and in charge there. So anyway, Dave Blakes, this is what Stephen Miller's had to say about all of this. Here we go.
Well, you're completely right, Sean. There are elements in the country, in the government, that are desperate to make a deal with the United States. And we entered into an agreement that the Iranians violated. They attacked commercial shipping through the strait, and President Trump made clear, you do not cross the United States. You do not violate an agreement with the United States. You do not break your word with President Trump or America. And you attack shipping in violation of that agreement, and you will pay a hellish price. And that is what has happened.
Yeah. Here's the problem, though. These officials that are desperate to make a deal, because these are the guys, these are the part of the regime that realizes they have no money.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Their
Okay.
money is gone. How are they supposed to even run this government, and so on? And then you have the a-holes of the IRGC that they can't control.
Right. Trump said it the best. He says there's pressure both ways because they don't want to lose everything, but at the same time, if they go there, they're going to be like the guard, the military is going to be like, "What are you doing?" And so it's a back and forth with this. Okay.
So what actually has to happen here, and I'm sure that Jared and Steve and the other negotiators realize
Yeah.
they have to turn these people on each other. In other words, if they're sitting at the table with these people that are claiming that they're in charge, they have to hand up the IRGC. That's what has to happen. They have to hand them up. They have to go. You know, Jared has to turn around and just say, "Look, we make a deal, then we leave the room, you guys leave. An hour later, you're firing at a ship. We can't have that." All right, so we need the whereabouts of these IRGC guys that are doing this. That's it. Hand them up.
Yeah. Okay.
And once that happens, we go in, take them out. End of story.
All right. You're right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for following along. As you know, probably for the last 3 weeks, I think we've been doing 1 or 2 videos a day. Sometimes one in the afternoon and one in the evening. This is the evening one. We want to show it to you first, and it has to do with the map.
Yes.
All right, here we go. You're going to enjoy this. This map would be scary to most people because had 4 disasters already since the map came out. But you will not be afraid if you are with Jesus. Okay, go back to Project Looking Glass, see the other ones. But at play is what we call Covfefe. Come on, you've heard about it with Trump before. We even did a t-shirt. Since George Magazine came back, the reboot, we had this t-shirt for sale, and we liken Covfefe or Covfefe to these critical elements. What just happened after this map came out? Hey, Trump in the G7 summit talked about how all these critical elements need to come into play. Here's the latest. We already talked about cobalt. Now, let's talk about vanadium, because can't get it anywhere except for places that really don't want to sell to us, like Russia and China. What's the other place you could buy it? Who knew? Right here, this with the contract, this is Bushveld Complex. Here's the thing about it. A United States company have a contract to buy the raw materials because that's where it is, other than Russia and China. But what just happened 2 days ago? U.S. Vanadium, the only place in the United States that processes this, had a contract, and the United States government awarded them the largest contract for them. In other words, they have this contract that basically they're going to buy that for national security. They already arranged to buy right here, and you can see the shape of it. It matches the complex which produces it and is not in Russia and or China. Here's the other thing about it.
Where is this company, US Vanadium? Well, just happens to be based out of Hot Springs, Arkansas, where I live.
All right.
That is pretty shocking. It's pretty shocking. The last sentence is shocking part.
How is this possible, guys?
Now, for those of you that have that map, make sure you update it and make note on it of this latest development.
Yeah, and I want to say this because I didn't want to put it in there. If you look at where in South Africa, where that Bushveld, where it's the #1 place in the world to get vanadium, the #1. Look in the map how the shape of it. You'll even see like a tail on the end of it. You could just freeze frame it and watch it, but it matches exactly that. And this map is designed to give you courage, not the opposite. All right, if you are with the Lord, that is. All right. How about that?
Big stuff.
Okay.
Big stuff.
Dave, because we talked so much about it, do you want to skip to the devotional, or you want to talk about? Because I could hit anything. The show has been great.
But you're not saying it. Do I want to talk about what?
Oh, Alzheimer. Okay, we'll choose one: Alzheimer or silver.
Yeah, go over the Alzheimer's one because that's a.
I thought
Ozempic. No, do the.
We have the Ozempic. We will do Ozempic. Okay.
Yeah, let's do Ozempic.
Okay. Okay? Here we go, guys. I want to talk about this Ozempic here because the doctors reveal hidden dangers for some Ozempic. Wegovy, I think that's what they call it. Users with brain disorder. Okay.
Wegovy.
Okay.
Yeah, but Gene, here's the thing about this particular study that was done.
Okay.
Okay. They're giving Ozempic, Wegovy, whatever, to people that are suffering from ALS and might be overweight at the same time.
All right.
And one of the things that accelerates ALS is sudden weight loss. Right?
Okay.
So I'm sure the neurologist did not prescribe Ozempic, but it must have been either their regular general practitioner or a dietitian or somebody along the way. Because what happened was this one particular person lost 25 pounds because they were also treating her for type 2 diabetes.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Well, there's a lot of things there.
Okay. The perfect. We did. By the way, I hate to say that we didn't rehearse this. We did it because we decided. Dave Blaze and I, when we started this, we used to rehearse it like, oh my goodness, we should just tape the rehearsal because we're so much more loosey goosey and then whatever.
So now you're getting
right because I don't say okay, whatever. Okay, check out this video because it's exactly.
And the other thing is, look, these drugs are powerful drugs. If you need to lose like 5 or 10 pounds, put half the food back that you're piling on your plate. Right, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever it is,
everyone, diet. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. The reason why I even know about this, is because you see some of these movie stars turn into freakazoids because they're doing it.
They got Ozempic face.
Skinny. It's like, okay. Anyway, check out what a neurologist said. This is what Dave Blaze said. Here we go.
GLP-1 medications like Ozempic are everywhere nowadays. And recent polling in the United States show that 1 in 8 adults have actually used this medication in the past. In today's video, what I want to do is I want to describe to you how GLP-1s work, their potential benefits, and also the concerns of these medications. Here's what most people don't understand. These medications aren't just working on your stomach. They're actually influencing brain circuits that control hunger, craving, reward, and even decision-making. And that ripple effect has long-term effects on your brain health.
Yeah. And you're not going to be worried about your brain health when you're in your 30s and 40s. But as you start to get up in age, right? And now you're facing all sorts of other things where brain health becomes a real concern. You're looking back on all that garbage that you took in.
I know. All right.
Just saying. Hold on a second.
Sure.
Matt had a good comment here. He says, but the commercials that list 30 possible side effects.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. Seriously. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but you see these commercials like, hey, this will cure your, like a little cut on your finger. And it says side effects include diarrhea.
Yep.
Like sudden death, all this stuff.
And Trish is right. Portion control, chew your food slowly, pay attention to your body, tell you when you're full and stop eating. You don't need to finish or clean your plate.
Trish, by the way.
Unless you were the child of people that came through the Depression. Then you were taught, clean your plate or your plate will be cracked over your head.
Oh my goodness, Dave Blaze. I grew up with this.
Yeah.
You finish your rice. All of it.
Look, the thing is that, and I agree with Trish. Eat slowly, but
Trish,
I'll tell you, business in general. I remember Gene working on Wall Street when I was much younger, and these guys, and I had to learn to do it myself because everything is in a rushed environment. You go for a slice of pizza, you better down that slice of pizza in 3 or 4 bites.
Okay.
And you're back at it.
Yeah, guys. So you guys know in the I forgot which issue it was. We did a story on dysphagia. I have dysphagia. It basically, when I was a wedding photographer, I don't know if this is a reason, maybe acid reflux or whatever. When you're doing a wedding, you have literally like 10 minutes to eat a full dinner. So you're just like scarfing it all down. For some reason, for whatever, acid reflux, I can't do that anymore. So yeah, I think it was Trish. I chew slowly now. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We want to make sure we get the devotional in. Here is the one we did today. Who is seeing correctly? And I'm going to show it to you. All right. Yeah, I'll read that. That's good.
Phil, if you don't finish your food, I'll drill a hole in the top of your head and feed you that way. This is what I was told as a child in an American-Italian household. Grandpa was a funny guy. Well, because they came through times where they were boiling bones. You know, you were getting salt soup. That's it. That's right.
All right.
You know, you were getting salt soup and maybe having a bread sandwich.
All right. Okay, the devotional. Anyway, guys, check this out. You'll love it. This is the one I did. Here we go. If there are 2 people and one of them can see color correctly and the other person is colorblind, who is seeing the truth? Who is seeing accurately? Well, of course, the person that can see color. However, the person that is colorblind from his perspective, he is seeing things correctly from his perspective. That's where the danger comes, because some of us can say easily, well, I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus, but are you seeing correctly? The scripture today is from 2 Corinthians 4:3-4, and it reads, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is in the image of God, should shine unto them. Now, here's the thing. It's easy to say, whoa, that's not me. I'm a Christian. But the thing is, there's a test to this. There's an actual test to see if what you're believing is true or you have been blinded by the God of this world. What is the test? This next scripture tells us, 2 Corinthians 4:5. Notice this. For we preach not ourselves, but Christ Jesus the Lord, and ourselves your servants for Jesus' sake. This is important now, because there are people that claim to be Christians that preach themselves. And I know you're saying, okay, well, it's not me because I talk about Jesus. I'm not talking about myself. But there are some that say, hey, Jesus is everywhere. Jesus is in the trees. Jesus is in the clouds. Jesus is in me. I am in Jesus. Jesus is in me. So they're preaching not the gospel from the Bible, but they're preaching about themselves, how they can ascend higher because it relies in Jesus, in them. That's not what the Bible says. So that's the test. We preach not ourselves. What we preach is a gospel that's in the Bible, the gospel that talks about Jesus. That is what we are doing, and that is what we preach. And if we do that, and we're able to see clearly and let our light shine to others.
Amen.
Yeah.
Spot on.
All right.
That was spot on.
And,
Now, we have a couple more good ones, Gene, to round off the.
I do want to go over the one with Biden, and then we could do we have time for one more. So,
what I'm shocked at, Gene, I got to tell you, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that we don't have another Bison one today. Are you giving the Bison a day off?
All right, no. I saw someone had a Bison T-shirt where the guy's legs going up. I gotta find that. All right, you know what? But look, I definitely want
shirt of the guy being flung up into the air. Oh my
God!
Guys,
okay, let's just do that. I just want to end with the Biden one, but before I do that, guys, I want to remind everyone, please, if you have not gotten the crypto playbook and or the AI book, go ahead and get it. You become a subscriber to that if you get the updates to it. So do that. The other thing, okay, go ahead.
Well, the thing was, I was going to say, like with the Ozempic and those type of situations, those are some of the great things that are going to come down the pike through artificial intelligence and quantum computing. Is so advances in the medical community so that mistakes like that will not be made, right? And a person's medical history and everything else, once fed into the artificial intelligence, will be able to dictate, okay, well, maybe a regular dose of Ozempic is too much. Give a third of a dose or something to that effect.
Yeah,
that will work with her in the system so the ALS doesn't affect her that much. See, these are the things that are coming that our doctors right now just don't know.
Right, and you know what? I'm going to do this before we do the Biden thing because I think it's actually more important. I want to show this video I have on Alzheimer's because these are the things that are coming about that we could feel good about rather than just someone saying, oh, med beds are here or whatever, which is just junk. But this one's good. Here we go. This is Alzheimer's. Hope.
When you say that you're hopeful, I pay attention. When you say that you're optimistic, everyone should pay attention.
Yeah, these are exciting times. I'll tell you why. Because in the last couple of years, we've shown, you know amyloid, that gooey substance that sits on top of nerves in the brain, and they stop nerves from talking with each other. Well, it turns out that there are antibodies you can give people intravenously in an infusion that will take the amyloid away. And it's been shown over the last few years that if you give that to people with early cognitive impairment from Alzheimer's, you can slow the rate of decline by about 30% over 18 months.
Yeah, so there's real hope out there. AI is helping with that, right? So I remember, okay, I'll just say it like this, because my mom said that when my grandma died, she said that part of the problem was she had this problem, and then they gave her drugs for that, or medicine, I should say, for that. Then she had this problem, they had medicine for that. And she was an older lady when she passed away, my grandma. But, you know, it would be nice now where doctors could say, okay, let's put it all in and then see which ones interact with another.
Right.
So these are good things.
Right. And don't discount the consistency of eating certain nutrients. For example, one of the great unsung heroes of brain health are wild blueberries. Wild blueberries, even a third of a cup or half a cup with in your cereal or in oatmeal or whatever every day, if you do it every day, has shown tremendous effects on brain health and keeping your brain healthy and putting off any kind of cognitive decline. Amazing studies have been done with wild blueberries.
Okay.
And strawberries are right behind them, by the way. But wild blueberries are the biggie.
All right. Okay, guys, thank you so much. We're going to finish off with this story here on the Dispatch. Just a reminder, you can get the Dispatch for free. Just go to georgemagazine.com and then sign up for the Dispatches. Monday through Friday, you get all these articles pushed to you, so you can go there. Okay, let me read this to you. 1 second here. I do want to read this.
Yeah.
Yes, so many hands touching charts.
Right.
Guys, this is once again what we've been saying, what Aaron's saying here.
Right.
AI is good for the country. It's not overall, it's not bad. It's good. And that's what the propaganda is. Okay.
Right.
Very good, Aaron. Right. Okay. Let's I don't even know how to say this because I saw this video here. This is Biden and it's going viral. Just he has a book out, but just a decline of what it is.
Does anybody really think that this man wrote a book?
I think that's the thing. Now, with all due respect to Biden, when he debated Trump in 2020, that guy was sharp. That guy is sharp. Like regardless of what you think of him, let's give credit where credit's due. Now he's a little bit older.
Wait. When he did what?
When he debated Trump, I could show you that he's
in
very
2020?
sharp. Am I getting this right? No.
Dude, in 2020, yeah, he debated Trump in 2020. That's why when he talked about they killed Medicare and everything, and Trump was like, I don't know what he's saying.
No. That was 2020.
You thought he did that on purpose? He was being sharp.
Am I going right? No, I feel like
you're watching
Biden.
Too much Saturday Night Live.
I am not. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, check out this video. You ready?
All right, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Since I left the presidency, I've had a lot of people ask me, Joe, what have you been doing? I've written a book about my time as president. It's called Promise Me America. It's coming out in November, and it's available for pre-order now. It's about the challenge we faced as a nation, about the decisions I made, and why I made them. Leading the country through COVID, rebuilding our economy, and restoring our democracy after the attack on January 6th, ending our nation's longest war in Afghanistan, strengthening NATO, and supporting Ukraine. It's about why I chose to run for re-election and why I chose to step aside.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, this poor man has had 2 brain aneurysms, aside from other things that affected his life. To have him up there constantly was almost elder abuse. I
don't know that if you're going to do this and then he sits there in a room and obviously we know he didn't write it, but like if he talks to his ghostwriter and said that the fact that they put this commercial out, I mean, it's called, I'm not even like I'm pro.
This is just a money grab.
Slurring.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Hey guys.
And then they talk about Trump, who does countless press interviews, always talking to the press, answering questions and so forth and so on. The guy's 80 years old. He's sitting in it's hard enough for me not to fall asleep listening to Gene. Can you imagine the president listening to some of these people drone on, and he's been up all night with the Iranian thing or whatever, the generals and so on, how he's not like dozing off or closing his eyes for a few minutes. Oh, look, he's sleeping. He can't stay awake while so-and-so drones on. And we love Bobby Kennedy, but you listen to that guy talk for 5 or 10 minutes. My goodness. I mean, I know he can't help it, but geez.
All right.
It's like listening to an elongated speech by foreigners with broken English.
All right, guys.
Really, who wants to do that? You want to be polite, you want to be nice, and you want
to that's why the bison thing. That's why let's do the bison.
Get me the hell out of here.
That's why let's do the bison thing. I need to keep people viewership. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Let's see. Today's
hold on
Thursday.
a second. Hold on. We got a couple of good ones here.
All
Mint
right.
Julep says she says for you to go to bed. And then hold on a second.
Mint Julep, I will go to bed if you.
What are you doing? You're using
Mint Julep. If you told me to go to bed, you have to be like my mom.
So
you go to bed.
Aaron says you have to be careful picking wild blueberries. You might run into a bison. Bring your camera. Will you stop? Stella, I don't know what I'm going to do with this pumpkin.
All right. Hey, okay. We did it. Good show.
Yep.
Thank you very much for sticking around.
Yep.
In a
you guys
little bit,
are great.
the Vanadium one is going to be online in just a little bit if you can share it and all this stuff. If you have not, please go to George Magazine, get the dispatch, but also subscribe to not only the magazine, but either the AI book or the crypto book.
Phil said it looked like you didn't have pants on.
Me? Or you? Okay.
No, he's talking about Joe Biden. No, you guys are fantastic. And look, tune in tomorrow because we'll be breaking down what the president said in the speech and so on, and trying to clear the air. You know.
Okay.
Because we know all of the other guys will be out there saying God knows what.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. It's been a record that I've seen here online, so thank you very much. And we will talk with you, God willing, Lord willing, tomorrow, right? Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.